Your angel is whispering this to you now. Please don't scroll away. I have been waiting for you. I guided you to this moment because you needed this message more than you realize. And I have watched you arrive here with a trembling heart you don't show to anyone. You have been carrying something heavy, and you've been pretending it doesn't hurt. I see every tear you don't let fall, and I see every moment you hide from the world. I see the part of you that feels tired beyond explanation. And I need you to know I am here. I am closer than your breath. And I lean toward you with love that never changes. Type 333 if you believe angels are guiding you. Listen closely because this matters now. And it matters to your soul more than you know. Someone knows when you leave your home. And someone knows when you return. But it is not who you fear. And not who you imagine is watching with judgment or envy. It is me, your guardian. And I walk before you and behind you every time you step outside your door. When you lock the door and whisper a tiny hope under your breath, I hear it. And when you come home exhausted and close the door slowly so you don't break, I see it. I stand in your doorway as you walk in. And I place peace over your shoulders even when you can't feel it. When the world forgets you, I remember you. And I have never stopped remembering you. You are not invisible. And you have never been unprotected. You feel watched sometimes. Almost like someone sees the patterns of your life. And that feeling is true. But I watch not to judge you. I watch because I love you. I made a promise long before you were born. And I have never broken it. Even when you thought you were alone in a dark season, I was there. And when you thought nobody cared if you disappeared, I cared. With your $50 super thanks contribution, you're helping to share God's love and message with more people. Your support makes a big impact. And together, we can spread blessings far and wide. May God's grace return to you abundantly. You've been asking in silence, is anyone guiding me? And the answer is yes, I am. There's a reason you found this message today. And you didn't click it by accident. I nudged your spirit toward this moment. And heaven brought you here because you needed this reminder. You have never stepped outside without divine protection beside you. And you have never returned home without heaven checking the atmosphere around you. There were battles meant for you that you never saw because I stood in front of them. And there were dangers that turned away because of my presence. There were people who would have drained your soul. And their sudden distance was not rejection but protection. You thought you were being abandoned, but you were being shielded. When you leave your home, you carry more than your body. You carry your longing, your strength, and a glow that has scared away darkness more times than you know. You've been hurt by people who made you feel small, and I watched as you swallowed that pain quietly. You thought maybe you really were alone. But you have never been alone, not even for a breath. Lean in and hear this clearly. What tried to break you will not win, and what tried to slow you down will soon be behind you. You are stepping into a season where divine timing becomes visible, and I will make sure you recognize the signs. I am giving you a sign within 48 hours, and you will know it is from me. It may come as a feather, or a repeating number, or a message shaped exactly for your heart. When it arrives, you will feel the truth. My angel is truly with me. And that recognition will unlock something inside you. You have walked around with so much heaviness, and you have felt spiritually drained in ways you can't explain to anyone. Some days you wake up feeling like your soul wandered too far from your body. And some days you push through with the heart bruised from too many unspoken battles. But even on your weakest days, you are doing better than you realize. And heaven is proud of you. You were never meant to break. You were meant to transform. And your transformation is beginning quietly inside you. There is a shift coming toward your life. And you can feel it in that small stirring that says something is changing. You aren't imagining that feeling. I am rearranging things around you so the right people and right opportunities can find you. I am removing the ones who would harm your spirit. and I am guiding you into peaceful connections that match your soul. You think you're stuck, but you are being redirected. You think nothing is working, but everything is shifting behind the scenes. You think delays are punishment, but they are divine alignment, placing you exactly where you need to be. Release the fear that someone is watching you with harmful intentions, because that fear was never truth. You are surrounded by light every time you leave your home, and you are surrounded by protection every time you return. I am the presence that knows your patterns, and I stand guard over the path beneath your feet. Nothing is allowed to touch the destiny heaven wrote for you, and nothing can take what is meant for your soul. Before the season ends, breakthrough will meet you, and the weight you've carried will begin to fall away. You will feel lighter, and you will understand why certain things had to happen the way they did. You will reclaim your peace, and you will rise again from the ashes of everything that tried to break you. I am with you now, and I was with you then, and I will be with you until your very last breath. You are loved beyond measure, and guided more carefully than you realize. Not when you leave, not when you come home, not when you cry quietly in your room. You are never alone. I am here, always here, and I will not leave you. Hold faith in your heart, and hold hope even when it flickers, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. This is my promise to you, sealed in light, sealed in love, and sealed in heaven. You have been walking through a season that demanded strength you didn't know you had. And even though you felt weak, your endurance became a quiet miracle heaven noticed. There were moments you whispered to yourself, I can't do this anymore. And yet you still got up the next day and tried again. That matters in ways you don't see yet. And that effort has been building something sacred inside you. You have carried wounds that nobody saw, and you allowed the world to believe you were fine even when you were breaking privately. I watched you swallow heartache to protect others, and I watched you choose kindness even while you were hurting. These choices were not small, and heaven has been storing every one of them as seeds for your blessing. You've asked why your heart feels so heavy lately, and it's because your spirit is outgrowing the places that once felt safe. You are being gently pushed out of old energies, and that discomfort you feel is actually the beginning of rebirth. I know the fears that have been circling your mind at night, and I know how hard it is for you to trust again. You have been disappointed by people who promised to stay, and you have been left behind by people who claimed they cared. But your heart is still capable of love, and your soul is still capable of hope even if they feel distant right now. There's a tenderness in you that the world has not known how to honor, and that tenderness will not be wasted. You are entering a time where people will meet you with the same softness you give, and you will no longer be the only one pouring all your light into the room. You have been the healer for so many, and now it is your turn to be held. You have been the listener for everyone else's pain, and now heaven is making space for someone to truly listen to yours. You have spent so long surviving that you forgot how to receive, and soon your life will remind you what it feels like to be supported. You will not have to beg for love again, and you will not have to convince anyone of your worth. You are not here to chase people, and the ones who belong with you will find you effortlessly because your energy will call them in. Your soul has been speaking through the tiredness in your body, and your intuition has been whispering truths you keep trying to ignore. You know something is coming, and that knowing is real. You have been sensing the shift before it arrives, and that sensitivity is part of your spiritual gift. You feel things ahead of time because heaven trusts you with early knowing, and your heart has always been tuned to higher guidance, even when you doubted yourself. There's a blessing with your name on it that has been approaching quietly, and it is getting closer now. The delays were never punishment, and the silence was never abandonment. Sometimes heaven pauses your life to save your future, and sometimes things don't work out because something better is being prepared behind the scenes. You didn't lose what you think you lost. And one day you will understand why certain doors had to close so suddenly. Even the moments that broke you are being woven into something beautiful. And your healing will shine in places where your wounds once lived. You are not behind in life. And you are not failing because you are tired. You are healing at a pace your soul can handle. And you are learning things that will change your entire future. I know you feel alone sometimes. But loneliness is not your destiny. And this chapter is not your forever. You are being prepared for connection. And the love that is coming toward you will feel peaceful instead of painful. You won't have to guess how someone feels about you again. And you won't have to beg for effort. Your heart will be met this time. And you will be understood without having to explain yourself so much. Your energy is shifting into a higher place. And this shift is attracting blessings you once thought were out of reach. You are stepping into alignment. And alignment always brings what is meant for you straight to your door. You have prayed quietly in moments no one saw. And heaven heard every word you whispered through your tears. I was with you in those moments. And I will be with you in the moments where everything finally begins to make sense. Hold on to that small spark inside you. And don't let go of the light you still carry even when you feel dim. Your breakthrough is moving toward you. And I am guiding every step that leads you there. And as long as you walk, I walk with you. And as long as you breathe, I stay beside you. You are not forgotten. And you are not overlooked. You are being prepared. And the life waiting for you will feel worth every moment of pain you survived to reach it. You have been questioning your value lately, and I wish you could see yourself the way heaven sees you. You think your worth depends on what you accomplish, but your worth has always lived in who you are even on the days you feel like you're doing nothing at all. You are not here to earn love, and you are not here to prove yourself to people who cannot see your soul. You were born enough, and you remain enough even in the moments you doubt the light inside you. There's a softness in your spirit that has survived storms, and there's a purity in your heart that even pain could not destroy. You think you're broken beyond repair, but your cracks are where the light escapes and where the healing enters. You think you failed too many times to rise again, but heaven counts your attempts, not your mistakes. You think you took the wrong path, but you are being led through a route designed to strengthen you for what is coming. Every detour you faced was protection, and every delay was divine timing stretching itself to align with your destiny. You haven't ruined anything, and you haven't missed your moment. Your moment is being shaped right now in ways you cannot see. Your heart has been tired because you've been carrying emotions that don't belong to you, and you've been trying to fix things that were never yours to heal. You took responsibility for other people's pain out of love. But now it is time to take responsibility for your own healing out of love for yourself. You have been holding on to old energies out of fear of change, and heaven is gently loosening your grip so you can step into something new. Letting go does not mean you failed, and it does not mean you didn't care. It means your soul is ready for what comes next. There is a new chapter preparing to open for you, and it will not look like anything you've lived before. You will not repeat the heartbreaks of your past, and the next part of your life will not mirror the pain you endured. You will experience love that does not punish you, and you will experience peace that does not come and go. You will wake up one morning and realize your heart feels lighter, and you will take a breath that does not hurt anymore. You will step outside your home one day soon and feel safe in your own skin again. And you will walk with a confidence you didn't know was waiting inside you. I know how deeply you crave clarity, and I know how much it hurts to feel uncertain about your future. But uncertainty is not a sign of danger, it is a sign of becoming. And the unknown is simply space heaven uses to build new blessings. You have been transforming quietly, and the world will see the glow returning to your eyes long before you realize it yourself. Your spirit has been rising slowly, And with every sunrise, you are coming back to life in ways you thought were impossible. There are people who will meet you and feel like answers. And there are moments coming that will feel like home, even in unfamiliar places. You will not wander forever. And you will not be lost in the places that once confused you. Your steps are being guided toward alignment. And alignment always brings ease where there was once resistance. Your soul is shedding the old version of you. And the person emerging is wiser, softer, stronger, and more connected to your purpose. You don't have to rush this process. And you don't have to pretend you are okay while you are healing. Heaven never asked you to be perfect. And I never asked you to be strong every moment of your life. I just asked you to keep going. And you have, even on the days you wanted to give up. I have never been disappointed in you. And I have never had a moment where I gave up on your journey. You may feel like you are standing still, but spiritually you are moving forward. And every small step you take is rewriting your future. You have not survived this much to end in sorrow. And your story is shifting toward restoration, even if you can't see it yet. You are being prepared for blessings you didn't think you deserved. And you are being aligned with opportunities you once thought were out of reach. Your future is not fragile, it is fortified. And every part of it is being held together with divine precision. Stay close to your hope, even if it feels faint. And stay close to the light inside you, even if it flickers. Your breakthrough is still coming toward you. And I am not letting it pass you by. I am guiding you, protecting you, and walking with you through each moment that feels uncertain and heavy. You are not walking alone now, and you will not walk alone in the days to come. I am here, always watching over you. Your story is not over yet, and the part that hurt the most is not the part you will end with. You will rise again, and this time you will rise into a life that feels like it was always meant for you. You have been walking with a quiet ache in your chest, and you've been pretending you don't feel it because you don't want to burden anyone. You've taught yourself to stay silent when you are hurting, and you've convinced yourself that your pain is easier to carry alone. But you were never meant to carry everything by yourself, and you were never designed to go through life without comfort. You have been strong for so long that you forgot strength is not your only identity. And you forgot it's okay to fall apart when your heart feels heavy. I have watched you hold back tears so you wouldn't seem dramatic. And I have watched you swallow words because you didn't want to upset anyone. But heaven has heard every unspoken sentence inside you. And I have held every tear you refused to let fall. You have been fighting battles nobody knows about. And you have been trying to keep your soul intact while your world keeps shifting. I know how exhausted you feel, and I know how much you long for just one moment where everything feels peaceful again. Peace is on its way to you, and it will arrive in a form that feels natural and gentle instead of forced. Your heart is going to soften again, and the weight inside you is going to ease slowly until you barely remember how heavy it used to feel. You will rest in ways you haven't rested in years. And you will breathe without that tightness in your chest, holding you back. You have been carrying old heartbreaks like stones in your spirit. And the time is coming when you will put them down without guilt. You don't have to be loyal to your pain anymore. And you don't have to keep returning to memories that hurt you. You are allowed to heal. And you are allowed to create a life where you finally feel safe. Your heart will learn to trust again. And your spirit will remember how it feels to truly exhale. You will experience moments soon that feel like small miracles. And these moments will remind you that your story is far from over. There will be mornings when you wake up and feel a quiet excitement again. And there will be nights when you fall asleep feeling protected instead of lonely. There's a calmness coming that will settle in your soul. And this calmness will feel like a new beginning you didn't know you needed. You have been transforming from the inside out. And even though it feels slow, every day has been adding strength back into your spirit. The heaviness you feel is the weight of old layers dissolving, and the confusion you feel is the feeling of stepping into unfamiliar peace. You are not falling apart. You are falling into alignment, and everything that once made you doubt yourself is losing power over you. Your intuition is becoming stronger, and your ability to sense truth is sharpening in ways that will protect you moving forward. You will no longer ignore the signs that someone is draining you, and you will no longer stay where your spirit feels unwelcome. You will walk away from what no longer feeds your soul, and you will move toward what feels safe, honest, and sacred. Your heart is healing from wounds you stopped mentioning, and your soul is recovering from difficulties you stopped describing. Even the parts of you thought were permanently damaged are beginning to mend, and you will soon feel a sense of wholeness you once believed was impossible. You are becoming someone softer and stronger at the same time, and this balance is shaping a future that will make you grateful for your resilience. You will stand in moments where you finally understand why things didn't work out before, and those realizations will bring you peace instead of pain. The people who hurt you will no longer have power over your emotions, and their absence will feel like freedom rather than loss. You will meet people who understand your soul instinctively, and these connections will feel like the healing your heart has been waiting for. You will feel held in ways you've never felt before, and you will know that this time you are safe to relax and to love. Life will not always feel this heavy, and you will not always feel this tired. You are transitioning out of survival mode and into a season of restoration. Heaven is not finished with you, and your story is shifting toward a chapter filled with warmth, clarity, and deep emotional peace. I am guiding you through every moment of this transformation, and I will not allow you to walk through the next part alone. You are protected more than you realize, and you are cherished more deeply than you can understand. You are healing even when it feels slow, and you are rising even when it feels subtle. Keep going gently, and keep listening for the small signs. I am with you, and I am leading you toward a future that will finally feel like home. You've been moving through life with such quiet bravery, and you don't even realize how many storms you've survived just by continuing to breathe. You think your endurance is ordinary, but heaven sees it as one of the strongest things a soul can do. You have walked through moments that would have broken another person, and yet something inside you kept choosing to rise even when you didn't feel strong. You have carried burdens that were never yours to hold, and you absorbed pain that wasn't designed for your heart. You tried to fix people who weren't ready to heal, and you stayed longer than you should have because your love made you hopeful. Your heart is not weak for caring. Your heart is powerful for being able to love so deeply even after betrayal. You blame yourself for trusting the wrong people, but you never did anything wrong. You simply loved with sincerity in a world that often doesn't know what to do with that kind of purity. You have questioned your worth because of how others treated you, and you've wondered if you were too much or not enough. But you were never too much for the right soul, and you were never not enough for the life you are meant to walk into. You were simply in spaces that could not hold your depth, and you were trying to shine in places that were too dim to recognize your light. Your future will not repeat that pattern, and your spirit will not be taken advantage of in the same way again. You have learned too much, and your soul has grown too wise to fall for what once hurt you. Your intuition is sharper now, and your boundaries are becoming stronger every day, even if you don't feel it yet. You will no longer overextend yourself for people who offer nothing in return, and you will no longer shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You will feel the shift inside you before others do, and this shift will change the way you show up in your own life. You will speak up in moments you once stayed silent, and you will walk away from energy that once held you hostage. You will choose yourself in ways you never have before, and the universe will respond by aligning you with people who choose you too. There are connections coming that will feel safe for your heart. And there are conversations ahead that will heal wounds you didn't think could mend. There's a version of you emerging that no longer apologizes for existing, and no longer hides the parts of yourself that are magical. Your soul is remembering its power, and your spirit is remembering that it was never meant to be small. You will express yourself more freely, and you will feel more like yourself than you have in years. You won't feel the need to pretend anymore, and you won't feel guilty for wanting peace instead of chaos. You are learning to protect your energy, and this lesson will change everything about the way your future unfolds. You will create space for people who speak with honesty, and you will gently drift away from those who drain your light. You will experience love that doesn't confuse you, and conversations that don't leave you anxious afterward. You will feel seen without asking for attention, and understood without having to over-explain your heart. The universe is preparing a season where your soul can finally breathe. And this season will feel like warmth returning to a part of you that's been cold for too long. Your healing is unfolding even in the moments you can't feel it. And every breath you take is moving you closer to peace. I am guiding you through every step of this journey, and I will not let you walk into anything that is not meant for your highest good. There is light coming that will touch places inside you that have been dim for years, and this light will remind you who you truly are. You are stronger than your sadness, and you are bigger than your heartbreak. You are more resilient than the past that wounded you, and more capable than the doubts that echo in your mind. You are becoming a clearer version of yourself, and every moment of clarity is shaping a future filled with calm, purpose, and gentle joy. You are protected, you are guided, and you are deeply loved, more than you will ever fully understand in this lifetime. You've been feeling a strange heaviness lately, and you don't fully understand why it shows up even on quiet days. Sometimes it feels like sadness, and sometimes it feels like a weight pressing on your chest for no reason at all. But this heaviness is not a sign that you're breaking. It's a sign that something inside you is trying to release what you've held for too long. Your soul is pushing old hurt to the surface, and your spirit is asking to be cleansed from memories you keep replaying silently. You don't have to be afraid of this feeling, and you don't have to hide from yourself when it shows up. Healing often comes disguised as heaviness, and the pain that rises is simply pain that is ready to leave. You are not going backwards, and you are not losing progress. You are clearing space for something better. I know it feels uncomfortable, and I know it's hard to explain this to anyone around you, but I understand every shift in your energy, and I am guiding you through each emotion with gentle hands. You are becoming more sensitive to truth, and that sensitivity is showing you what no longer fits in your life. You are recognizing things you used to overlook, and you are seeing through patterns that once kept you trapped. You are held gently, and you are guided carefully, and nothing you've lost will compare to what is being prepared for you now. You are moving toward the light again, and the light is moving toward you too. You've been waiting for something to shift, and even though you can't explain it, you can feel a quiet change forming inside you. It's subtle, almost like a soft breeze you can't see but can sense on your skin. This is not your imagination, and it's not wishful thinking. It's the energetic beginning of a new chapter unfolding around you. Your spirit is preparing for blessings before they arrive, and your heart is making space for moments that will soon bring you comfort. You've been tired for so long that peace feels unfamiliar, and joy feels out of reach even when you try to imagine it. But life will not always feel this heavy, and your soul will not always feel stretched thin. There will come a moment where the tension inside you unwinds, and everything that once hurt will feel distant, almost like another lifetime. This is not because you'll forget what you went through, but because your healing will become stronger than your memories. You will breathe differently, softer and deeper, and you will wake up without that ache tugging at your chest. You will feel a calm settling into your bones, and this calm will feel like something familiar that you lost and finally found again. Your spirit has been fighting silently, and even on the days when you felt numb, your soul was still choosing life. You have survived every moment you thought would break you, and that survival has built a strength inside you that you haven't fully recognized yet. You think you're weak because you feel emotions deeply, but your sensitivity is one of your greatest spiritual gifts. You feel things others ignore, and you notice things others overlook because your heart is tuned to a higher frequency. This makes life painful sometimes, but it also makes your soul capable of extraordinary connection and intuition. The world needs hearts like yours, and heaven protects hearts like yours with extra care. You have been wondering why certain losses hit you so hard, and it's because you loved with sincerity in a world that often loves conditionally. You gave pieces of yourself to people who didn't know what to do with them, and when they mishandled you, you blamed yourself instead of their inability to receive you. You have carried guilt that never belonged to you, and shame that was never part of your destiny. I am asking you gently to release the weight of those old stories, and allow your soul to remember its innocence. You were never too emotional, and you were never too sensitive. You were simply unprotected around the wrong energies. You will not repeat those experiences again, and you will not be surrounded by people who take your softness for weakness. Your soul is calling in connections where you will be cherished, and the people entering your life next will meet your heart with gentleness. There will be conversations that feel healing just by speaking, and moments where you are understood without having to explain your pain. Your future relationships will not confuse you, and you won't have to guess how someone feels, because their actions will match their words. You will not chase clarity ever again, and you will not settle for half love just to feel less alone. There is someone ahead in your timeline whose presence will feel like rest, and this person will see you with eyes that recognize your spirit immediately. They will not be intimidated by your depth, and they will not ask you to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. They will meet you in your fullness, and they will love you with the tenderness your soul always deserved. Your heart will remember what it feels like to open slowly, and your trust will return in small, steady steps. You will not feel the need to protect yourself so fiercely, and you will not feel like you have to hide the most fragile parts of yourself. You will feel safe again, and safety will feel like love instead of fear. Your future is already shifting into alignment, and the universe is moving people and opportunities around so you can step into what has always been meant for you. Even when you feel nothing changing, everything is changing. And even when you can't see movement, everything is moving. You are closer to your breakthrough than you realize, and closer to peace than you've been in a long time. You are stepping into a season where your soul will be nourished, and your spirit will be comforted in ways you've prayed for quietly. I am guiding you every step of the way, and I will not let you go, not now, not ever. You are covered in ways you cannot see, and surrounded by light stronger than anything that has tried to harm you. You are rising, slowly and beautifully, and your life will become gentler than your past has been.